Good morning, my wonderful students. In previous video, we learned how microorganisms are used for making bread, cake, pastries, curd, medicines and alcohol. Today, we will learn how microorganisms are used for making vaccines, increasing soil fertility. We will also study about harmful microorganisms and nitrogen cycle. First, let us discuss about vaccine. Students, बहुत सारी डिजीज जैसे कि स्मॉल पॉक्स, कॉलेरा, हेपेटाइटिस की वैक्सीन से प्रिवेंट किया जा सकता है. Students, Edward Jenner was a scientist who discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. सबसे पहले ये समझते हैं कि वैक्सीन कैसी डिजीजेस को प्रिवेंट करता है. स्टूडेंट्स, जब भी डिजीज कैरिंग माइक्रोब्स हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करता है, तब हमारी बॉडी उसे लड़ने के लिए एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करती है. हमारी बॉडी यह भी याद रखती है कि इस माइक्रोब्स से कैसे लड़ना है अगर इन फ्यूचर यह माइक्रोब हमारी बॉडी में फिर से एंटर करता है. सो स्टूडेंट्स, अगर हेल्दी बॉडी में डेड या वीक माइक्रोब्स को एंटर करा दिया जाए तो हमारी बॉडी सुइटेबल एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करके इस हार्मफुल माइक्रोब्स से फाइट करती है और उसको किल कर देती है. ये जो एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस हुई है वो हमारी बॉडी में रह जाती है और इन फ्यूचर अगर कभी यही डिजीज कॉजिंग माइक्रोब्स हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करता है, तब यही एंटीबॉडीज जो कि पहले से हमारी बॉडी में रहती है फिर से उस डिजीज कॉजिंग बैक्टीरिया से फाइट करके उसको किल कर देती है. इन दिस वे several diseases can be prevented by vaccination. Students, microorganisms also increases soil fertility. Let us know how. Some bacteria like rhizobium and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and enriches the soil with nitrogen and increases fertility of soil. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. Now, let us know how microorganisms help in cleaning the environment. We often see large amounts of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and dead animals on the ground, and after some time we find that they disappear. This is because the microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals and convert them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and hence they clean the environment. Harmful microorganisms. Some of the microorganisms cause disease in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Some microorganisms spoil food. Let us study more about harmful activities of some microorganisms. Disease causing microorganisms in humans. Pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the food we eat. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person or carried by an animal. Microbial disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable diseases. Examples of such disease include cholera, common cold, chickenpox, and TB. There are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease causing microbes. Housefly is one such carrier. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta, so pathogens stick to their bodies. And when these flies sit on uncovered food, then they transfer the pathogens. When we consume contaminated food, then we become sick. So we should always keep the food items covered. Another example of a carrier is the female Anopheles mosquito, which carries the parasite of malaria. Let us now study about disease causing microorganisms in animals. Students, several microorganisms not only cause diseases in humans and plants, but also in other animals. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by bacteria. Disease causing microorganisms in plants. Several microorganisms cause disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, etc. For example, rust of wheat is a plant disease which is caused by fungi, and this disease is transmitted through air and seeds. Disease in plants also reduce the yield of crops. These diseases can be controlled by using certain chemicals which kill microbes. Food poisoning. Students, food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances. This makes the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. Let us study the common methods of preserving food in our homes so that food is safe from the attack of microorganisms. Chemical method of preservation of food, salts and oils are the common chemicals generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservatives. We add salt or acid preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Preservation of food by common salt. Common salt is used to preserve meat and fish. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, etc. Preservation by sugar. Students, sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Jams, jelly and squash are preserved by sugar. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Vegetables, fruits and meat are often preserved by this method. Heat and cold treatments. Students, when food is boiled, then many microorganisms are killed and low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. Let us now study about pasteurization, which is a method used to preserve milk. In this process, milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. It prevents the growth of microbes. This process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. It is called pasteurization. Nitrogen fixation. Students, bacterium rhizobium is involved in fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plants. Rhizobium live in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas, with which it has symbiotic relationship. Our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is one of the essential constituents of all living organisms as parts of protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acids, and vitamins. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and converts it into compounds of nitrogen. Once nitrogen is converted into these usable compounds, it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. Nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds, and animals feeding on plants get this protein and other nitrogen compounds. When plants and animals die, bacteria and algae present in the soil converts the nitrogenous wastes into nitrogenous compounds to be used by plants again. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in atmosphere remains more or less constant. Students, let us know what you have learned today. Question 1. Edward Jenner discovered option A. Fermentation, option B. Antibiotics, option C. Vaccine, and option D. None of these. Your correct answer is option C, that is vaccine. Question 2. Carrier of malaria causing protozoa is option A. Female Anopheles mosquito, B. Cockroach, C. Housefly, D. Butterfly. Your correct answer is option A. Female Anopheles mosquito. Practice makes perfect, students. Now it's practice time. And your homework questions are: Question 1. Name the microorganisms which can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. Question 2. What is the name of preservative which is commonly used in jam and pickles? Question 3. When Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox? I hope, students, you will give the answers correctly. Thank you. See you soon in our next video.